Hello everyone and welcome back to the SteemTrail Gaming News. Today is the 4th June of 2018. My name is Kralizec and I will be your host for the evening. Today we got two stories for you guys. One is about a former Sony CEO and Epic Games who have decided to team up together and fund some indie games, and secondly we're going to take a look at some rumors concerning Gears of War and a potential Battle Royale mode. But let's begin with our main story of today, and that is about the former Sony CEO Jack Tretton, who, well, you might not know, but is quite wealthy. But that's no surprise to anybody who knows how much CEOs, especially of such big companies as Sony, get paid. And Epic Games, as they have teamed up to create a company that's going to be called Interactive Gaming Ventures, that has launched in March, and it will invest in indie projects, giving them the needed funding to create great games. So, we really don't know much. We do know that they plan to invest between $1 and $5 million US into each project. They will target 2 to 3 indie teams a year within the next 7 years. They also said, more specifically, Tretton said that we are looking to provide exceptional independent teams building games with Unreal Engine, the support structure, cash infusion, marketing resources, and relationship that will help them achieve incredible financial returns. So, yeah, one thing you might have noticed from his statement is the fact that they want only developers who work in Unreal Engine. But because it is a partnership that is in part by Epic Games, the developers of the Unreal Engine, I don't think that really comes as a big surprise. But I gotta say, I actually like this. This may be a way to allow some, I guess, mid-sized studios, because really small-sized studios have a pretty hard time working alone in the Unreal Engine. Those usually work in Unity or create games straight up from the very get-go, including their own sort of engine. But this could give us a lot more what I like to call AA games. Games that look very, very decent, but don't have the financial backing of huge publisher houses like EA, BioWare, Activision Blizzard, you name it. And usually I enjoy these games very, very much. They usually provide a somewhat unique experience that is still embedded in your traditional gaming structure. Meaning that they usually follow into the kind of standard genre, but they take on their own twist onto it. I think Styx, Master of Darkness, is a good example of such a game, even though I do know that is made by a decently sized studio. And this is actually aiming at studios that are smaller. But again, I really like this project. Any sort of startup help is a good thing in the gaming industry. And to be honest, pretty much in the vast majority of industries. We do need innovation. We do need it so heavily, especially when it comes to AA titles. Because those are the ones that have the potential to become AAA titles. If they are successful enough and the studios then gets the financial backing by becoming partnered with one of the larger publisher houses, or just being successful enough to fund a AAA production themselves. And I do believe that AAA games have sort of stopped evolving in the past, I would say actually 10, maybe even 15 years, to be honest. Yes, there are a few different genres, but mostly you can expect some sort of third-person adventure game with stealth elements, a bit of shooting, a cinematic experience, or an open-world RPG game. Those are really the only two AAA genres where you can almost guarantee you will get a good financial outcome if you're a big publisher. Because, let's face it, developing games these days is very, very expensive. Especially if you're aiming for high fidelity graphics and a large world, you know, all the tropes of a AAA game. But we do need some innovation, and I would love to see some innovation come into the AAA genre. And usually that happens through a big success in the AA genre. So I'm hoping some of the people who will ask for investment will come with such a great idea that it could become innovation for the AAA genre. I'm not claiming I have ideas myself. I really don't. I'm not a developer, and I don't really know what could work. I'm the guy who critiques games. I'm the one who says, yeah, this was a good idea or a bad idea. But I'm not the one who comes up with the idea. So I will not be trying to come up with ideas. But I'm really hoping that this particular service, I guess, could come of use to somebody. And if you are a developer from an indie game studio and you would be interested in this service, then you can visit interactivegamingventures.com, where there is a form where you can fill out your studio name, your personal name, your email, how long you have been in business, what your team size is, what are the platforms for which you want to either make games or you already made games, and you can even have a list of your previously released titles. And then there's a little bit of information if any of your team members worked on anything of note, and then you pitch in your idea. You write the name of the game, the genre, the target platforms, what your developer status, what the game engine used for development. Here, I guess you should probably write a Unreal Engine. What your planned release date, is your title being announced, do you have a playable demo or a video at least, and then there's a verification. I don't think I need to mention that. But if you're a developer and you have an idea that you think could work very well in Unreal Engine, yeah, try it out. What do you have to lose? 5 minutes of your time filling this out? And you have potentially up to $5 million to gain. I think that's a fair trade-off. And our second piece of news is not really news, it's just rumors. And it's rumors that do seem pretty credible. And it's about Gears of War potentially coming up with a Battle Royale game. This rumor originally comes from Polygon, where they say they heard that there will be 3 Gears of Wars in total announced on E3 this year. Which seems somewhat bonkers, but you need to remember, the Xbox is currently struggling. PlayStation has hugely outsold the Xbox, and the Switch is doing insanely well. And the Xbox is just sort of floating behind. Especially since the vast majority of games for Xbox have been also available for PC. Nobody really sees the need to just go into Xbox as, well, what's the point if you don't have any exclusives? And remember, I'm not a fan of exclusives. I'm actually pretty hateful of them. I think they screw up the gaming industry because I don't want to buy a $300 to $500 piece of hardware just to play one freaking game. I would be much rather if everything was released for all platforms and everything worked cross-platform, so I could play with my friend who plays on a PlayStation, and I wouldn't have to be angry that I play on a PC and he plays on a PlayStation. That's just, yeah. I really don't like that business practice. But either way, they say that besides this Battle Royale game, there is Gears of War 5, which we do know that it is in development, and another real-time strategy somewhat in the veins of Halo Wars. And I do agree with Polygon. This would help fix the exclusives missing on Xbox thing, when in a really big part. It would give games for 3 separate genres. It would give you a traditional shooter. It would give you something of a battle royale game that is just exclusive to Xbox, and a strategy game, even though I don't think that many console players are big on strategy games as far as I know. But what can we say? We don't really know. It's just rumors, and we will have to wait until June 10th, as that is the date of Microsoft E3 conference, to see whether any of these rumors are actually true. And with that being said, that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and if you did, please consider giving us the thumbs up here on YouTube and subscribing to the channel. If you are watching on Steam, maybe you want to give us an upvote and follow the blog. Either way, be sure to leave a comment on either platform, and be sure to tune in tomorrow for more gaming news, as we are a source of daily gaming news every single day. See you guys later with more gaming content.